Hello,
everyone.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to another episode of We're Just Haters.
Yes, this is gonna be shocking to so many people. British playwrights today.
Funny
British
show about being British or English specifically.
So, Death of England. This is what we wanted to see. We don't have our thoughts prior to the show because it hasn't recorded.
It just disappeared.
Just silence. And sometimes when you have nothing good to say,
you shouldn't say anything at all. I mean, basically what we said was that we actually, because this is a cycle, this is three plays in a world
trilogy, if you will,
and we saw the third one like last year or something.
Yeah,
the last one.
Yeah, it was running at the National Theatre.
Yeah. And we did not like it.
Surprised?
No, not surprised.
Yeah, because people are here for We're Just Lovers, the theatre podcast.
Yeah, but
so it was, and now it kind of transferred to West End.
Yeah, all three of the shows,
and they're run simultaneously as a repertoire.
The new Soho Place Theatre.
Mm-hmm. Well, we definitely have some ideas about that theatre. I think this is what we said in the beginning, that for a new theatre, it's the newest theatre that's been built in the West End for how many
years?
40
years or something crazy like that.
Yeah, big project by Nika Burns.
It's right next to Tottenham Court Road. It's like in the central area that there ever was.
And I think Renata hit it on the nail when she said, Rasa, this theatre looks like a cruise ship.
Because it does. It's so tight.
Once you see it, you can't really unsee it.
Yeah, you can't, literally. And I like watching cruise vlogs on YouTube. And I've been on like some cruise before. And I was just like, wow, that's what it is.
Yeah, it's such a shame. And like, it was the whole thing being like, so it's Western show that's completely in the round, which means like there are no really bad seats. In a sense, like you can always see it. But then again, even the auditorium itself,
it's tight.
It's tight. It's like super claustrophobic. There's not enough entry points.
Yeah.
You have to like literally shimmy through like 20 people if you're somewhere at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like from a, crowd flow standpoint, the stairs to get up to each level are just so small.
So small.
And narrow.
And you're gonna hear our
rant about it later.
Yeah, because that was a journey. We don't go to old theaters and expect them to be comfy.
No.
But now when you have like a new theater,
it's better be the best thing since sliced bread.
That's what I'm saying. And it can be done. Like, for example, the Bridge Theatre.
I love the Bridge.
I love the Bridge. It's like, or even like...
It's very similar. The house is very similar. Because it can be in the round too at the Bridge.
Yeah, but all the front of house areas makes sense.
It's very wide and big and spacious for people to move around.
Even like, semi-permanent or whatever theatres, like Young Vic. That theatre that's supposed to be like, just there as a pop-up.
Yeah.
And stayed. Makes sense again. So there's literally no reason for that theatre to be the way it is.
And the thing is, it only fits 602 people, which is quite small.
Yeah.
From West End standards, but it felt even smaller.
Yeah, it felt like it was like, when we were trying to leave, it felt like
we were leaving
a stadium.
Literally.
Anyhow, wow, the rant about the building. We have so much range. Wait, so maybe we need to talk about the play itself.
So this is the second play in the three-parter, and it's called Death of England, Delroy, and the description of it reads, unapologetically upwardly mobile and working as a bailiff, Delroy's life spirals out of control on one surreal day as he races to get to the hospital where his girlfriend Carly is about to give birth. Starring Paapa, Essiedu, Death of England, Delroy is a searing story of a Black working-class man searching for truth and confronting his relationship with Britain.
Well, yeah. So we see Delroy, we meet Delroy. Long story short, he has a girlfriend. What's her name?
Carly,
yeah. And she is about to have his baby, so he's rushing to the hospital.
Yeah.
And then he just gets rushed by the police because of mistaken identity, and things happen.
Yeah.
He's stressed, and he gets accused of like assaulting a police officer and gets arrested basically. And then at the end gets put on the he gets the tag.
Yeah, he gets a
ankle monitor.
Yeah, ankle monitor.
So
on house arrest essentially.
No. So basically then he loses the relationship with his girlfriend because obviously she's like, oh, you're not there for me. He loses his job as a bailiff because obviously he can't really leave his house. And then at the end he kind of like tries to rekindle his relationship with his newborn daughter.
Yeah.
And the girlfriend.
Yeah. And it's basically him just kind of like coming to terms because in his mind, I mean, he's done everything right in life.
Mm-hmm.
He's done good. He has a job. He's a homeowner. He has a mortgage. Like, he even though his mom doesn't agree with his job, as in, taking like stuff from people who can't afford it to make payments on it.
Yeah.
He's done good for himself, and so he feels like, why me? Why have I been targeted? Like, I guess it doesn't matter because I'm always going to be black to them. I'm not going to be British like them. I'm not going to be ever like them ever.
Yeah.
And it kind of like details his relationship with Carly's family who is racist.
Yeah,
but
I mean, they're working class again. It's like, but all the characters are very like caricature kind of like.
Very much so.
Again, and like it really reminded me
of why we didn't like the last one. Yeah. So let's go and listen to Renata and Rasa right after we saw the show.
Yeah.
Wow, incredibly we managed to make it out of the cruise ship.
Yeah, literally.
It's like people can't walk downstairs because it's bottlenecking so bad. The poor staff have to use the lifts for people to bring them down.
And the thing is, the staff were in the lifts, operating the lifts, which is weird. Like, do they have to operate the lifts? Why can't the customers, the audience members operate? Okay, anyway, it's a terribly designed theater. That's just what it is.
And it's like, what, 600 something capacity?
602.
But it feels like leaving Taylor Swift concert. I don't even know who. I don't know, I imagine. Yeah. So, Delroy, Death of England, part...
It was 2.
2?
Yeah. I thought it was good. Better than the third installment.
Interesting.
However, it was way longer than it needed to be. That last 35 minutes, I did not need.
I remembered why I hated the first one we saw.
Me too.
Literally again selection of funny tweets.
I mean, it's better than the other one, but it's still not.
No, I don't think
great.
it is.
I don't think it's about the same.
I don't think it is.
Okay,
you know why?
It's the acting that's better.
Because
that's
Paapa
what it is.
ad-libbed the shit out of it.
Yes, yeah.
He actually talked to us.
You're right.
He made sense of it, but like in a sense, when you take it, what's the new outlook? I guess like I quite like the idea of like bringing the country down with you. That was kind of a fresh idea, I guess. Quite interesting.
It is, yeah.
But like, other than that,
yeah,
I've seen 6 of these plays already.
Correct.
Honestly.
Correct.
But he's like, I mean,
he's fantastic.
This is his strength. Like even though, like, I don't know, were you ever touched emotionally? Did you feel like?
No, I just felt like everybody in this are horrible people. Like just like how I felt with the third one.
Not straight. The one thing actually that I really liked was set design, and I really loved that they use pedestals that's usually used for loot that's being displayed in like British Museum. It's used for like everyday objects representing like just simple working class people and kind of displaying them on the pedestal.
Yeah.
I really like that. I was like, that's a beautiful touch. So like the set design because of that. But like, what was that confetti thing?
I don't know. I really don't know. Again, that last 35 minutes I could have done without. It was going nowhere for me.
And again, like very caricaturistic portrayal in general.
Yeah,
I think that's
he says it himself in it. Remember? He says I'm stereotypical.
Well, but interesting if he
man.
says it or is Paapa who says it.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Because he ad-libbed the shit out of it, and you can tell. So, fuck, now I'm kind of like, do we need to go and see Michael? But it's gonna be the same shit.
It is going to be the same, but we kind of know a lot of the backstory now, so we know what Michael's going to be like.
Yeah.
It's going to be about someone who was raised in a racist household, entitled to everything,
has a
making
black
friends, never coming to his black friends, defense when his father says racist shit about him.
Yeah, because
trying to stop drinking, trying to better himself or whatever. But I'm not really a big fan of this forgiveness shit. I'm not gonna lie. Like when that audience member when the audience member was like, you could tell her, I don't like you, but I'm gonna be here for my child. I was like, yeah, because to be honest, like why him still like
No, but to be fair, like I get that woman because she's literally right, like her vagina is getting ripped apart. You know what I mean? So like,
yes, but like
whatever.
Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks.
No, like nobody could speak it like that anyway. If having, but that's why like this play is written by a man, because nobody could ever fucking went on a
tangent
long rant,
about
talking
you
on
are gonna abandon me because you're black.
A nuanced rant about the post-colonial realities in today's England when you literally your vagina is being ripped till your asshole. Like, come on. Anyway, that's the thing. I feel it was better because of Paapa.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I think it's because of it. I don't think if it was actually better.
If it was someone else doing it, the role, maybe we would have seen how equal they are.
Yeah.
How much you didn't like.
But when I was like, oh my god, I completely remembered why. Because it's literally like
it's the same play.
I don't know.
Essentially.
And then the sun, and then she beamed at me like the sun from the Teletubbies. Like there was so many like the thingy.
And then everyone laughed.
Like a pack of hyenas.
Lots of similes and metaphors.
But like, why? We don't need to do it for every single thing. Like, we get it. You're funny. Again, we said it's a trend.
What I'm also confused about, because again, watching this did jog my memory of the story of the last one. Where does the last one fit in the timeline? I'm confused here. Because remember in the third one when
it's his mom and Carly, no? The third one. Yeah.
Remember when she goes viral because she says how to keep your black man that drunken video? I'm so confused about this in the timeline.
I feel that's after.
I guess it's after, but like... Okay, I guess that's where it is. I don't know.
I think it's after because then they kind of have like a relationship with mom that's quite very familiar.
She owns the restaurant, and then the other half of the flower shop in the same building.
But I thought she was a first responder. No, he said like my mom.
I think
responder.
They explained it in the third one how she stopped being a caretaker and then became food. Wanted to be a restaurateur. That was her dream.
I feel like my brain probably has completely erased everything about that. But yeah,
I mean, if you want to go see Michael, you can. But I think we're gonna know exactly what type of play it's gonna be.
I don't think
because we got enough hints in this one.
Yeah.
Because in the
we know exactly what it's gonna be.
We know exactly what's gonna be. There's no point in saying it.
And it's gonna be the same kind of writing. So it's literally one play just split in three. It's one long ass play. There's no difference. I mean, they updated it. They put,
the
not
felonies,
they put,
Trump
felonies. They put not like us, which I appreciated. But yeah, it's just like whack.
Yeah, not great.
Not ideal.
I mean, Paapa's amazing. We knew he was going to be amazing. That wasn't the issue here. The issue is the writing. And it's all surface level, and it doesn't really say anything. It's not giving me any type of new thought process or any new thing to think about.
And also, like,
I'm going to forget about it next week.
The story was whack. That's the thing. It's like there's not enough of the story to...
But even the conflict didn't pick up until like 45 minutes in anyway.
No. And
we got so much exposition in that first... bit.
And that's the thing, that the whole conflict was like kind of like okay, like it wasn't.
He's like, okay, he got arrested at the station because he
profiled.
Yeah.
Okay. It happens. No. Yeah. I mean, it happens a lot. Yeah. But then I think the only thing it was like. And that could be an interesting premise when you like try to bring the country down because it wronged you.
So you vote in terrible ways so that
and like do whatever the fuck you can to fuck it up, which I liked. I think that was great. Imagine like you want to destroy your community. It's just I think it's quite funny. So that was one idea that I was like, okay, that's interesting. I didn't hear that kind of angle before.
Yeah.
I was like, that's interesting. But I mean, we just mention it, and that's it, and move on.
Yeah. It could have been an hour.
It could have been a different, like,
But
but hey.
well, I guess we'll talk more in the studio.
See you later. Bye.
Yeah, so it was us who managed to survive the outgoing of the show at the Soho Place Theatre.
If you don't believe us about what it looks like, you should go to Soho so you can see.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, because it's like so bad. Anyway, as you can see from our thoughts, that we didn't like it. Just like we didn't like the other one.
Surprise, surprise.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
If you guys get that meme.
And I think like that's the thing. It's what I've been thinking. It's like, is it because we are so unimpressed with it? Because we are foreigners, and sometimes foreigners know much more about British or English history than Brits themselves. And a lot of
good point.
Things that might be shocking or new for British audiences don't surprise us at all. I know that's maybe a bit controversial, but I feel like you don't know your history.
Yeah,
you don't know
and
why
you don't know your present.
Yeah, you don't know why you live in a multicultural society. You don't know why there are generations and generations of not white Brits living in this country. You don't understand the ties with like ex-colonies. And you
that complicated relationship.
Yeah, you don't understand how like the education as well of the people who came here and the way like the motherland was portrayed,
and how they were invited in only to be told that you don't belong here.
So the attitudes of like even Carly's family, they make sense if you know the kind of context behind it,
right?
Like, and I don't know why. I don't know what it is. Is it like, does that context need to be spelled out a bit more clearly even? I don't know. It's like, what are we trying to be achieved with this triptych of plays?
Right. I mean, I guess it's trying to say that there's a lot of things that we haven't moved on from, and that there's lots of behaviors that people still engage in and beliefs that people still believe in, even now. Like, not everyone, and people who go to the theater, they're always, left-leaning, liberal, middle class, upper middle class people who are able to afford to go to the theater. It's not the people who are portrayed in these plays are not the people who go to the theater.
But regardless, I think
it's kind of like patting themselves on the back, saying, at least I'm not like those people in that play. Exactly. It's like self-congratulatory.
But you still don't understand the context behind it. And I think that's the biggest thing, because like the fact that far right exists, or the fact that people still got surprised when like now all these race riots happened, that it still exists. That's even surprising enough. Because like you don't know the history of this country, because you don't know the history.
Because they think we've moved on. That's the thing. They think that it's over.
But that's the thing. Nothing like that would ever change if you don't know where you're coming from. I don't know. In Germany, it doesn't feel to be like the same thing, because I feel like they, within the education in general, they were like, listen.
We did bad things, not once, but twice.
We've done some shit. And it's like, we get that. So like within the society, they did like, yeah, we fucked up. Let's heal. Let's own our past. Because like nobody now, I don't think, in all realness in the world, looks like a German person and being like, Whereas,
only if they are from Argentina. If they're of German descent living in Argentina.
Well,
for the last two generations.
Let's talk about Falklands, and Las Malvinas. But so I don't know. I feel like not owning your past and not understanding, it's just so difficult to kind of comprehend for me. I feel as a foreigner.
No, I think you're right, because I had a conversation with this taxi driver. He's Black British.
Yeah,
and I said that because comparing here to the States, I said, you guys act like nothing happened. They act like because all the really bad stuff, all the they couldn't taste, smell, or see it. as much as we did in the States, because all the really horrible shit was happening thousands and thousands and thousands away.
Enslaved people were in London.
They were, but the brutality of of being in the agricultural environment is on a. It's not to say one is harder than the other, but it's different. That's the word.
No,
it's
absolutely
different. And
but again,
because they haven't physically had to touch it or to feel it like we had in the States, living side by side with it in the States, then they can remove themselves from it and be like, at least we're not like those Americans. Oh, we ended slavery first.
But that's not knowing your history.
No, it is
because like then you can pretend. If you would know your own history, like you would never think that. Because it's like, how can you believe that? Like
your roads, your buildings, your big castles,
where that wealth came from.
Yeah, what that money came from.
It's literally draining of the colonies.
Yeah.
Like it didn't just like
appear. The diamonds and the gold and all this stuff.
Yeah, it didn't just appear. And like the fact that maybe we actually need to have an educational play. I don't know, like not in a boring way, but being like, this is the context behind it.
Yeah, like that play, that one-man show by John Leguizamo, where he basically details the history of Latin America in like a classroom setting. It's on HBO actually, if you want to watch it. But he basically goes through the history of Latin America, essentially in a one-man show format, in a classroom educational format. And maybe we need something like that. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I don't think it's the subject matter of this one, but it doesn't go on a deeper level.
No.
And that's the issue.
It went on, as you say, zingers. It felt
a couple
like
zingers, like a couple of moments where we could be like, I agree with that.
Yeah, but
You know
then
what I
why?
mean?
You know, that's the thing, as you say, like maybe pat on the back kind of moment and be like,
you are complacent in this. Basically to point the finger back at the audience.
Yeah.
To say, you're complacent in this, you benefit from this, don't you?
Yeah.
You do.
You do. And like that's the thing, and maybe like it would have been like, I don't know, strong to be like, yeah, I'm not here to fucking teach. You know, what school didn't teach you. Go and read a book.
Yeah, because to be honest, like we're tired of like telling people what happened, and like read a book, watch a documentary. There's plenty out there. But yeah.
Anyway,
that was our thoughts of the play. Basically, we just felt that it was surface level and didn't give us anything new or a new perspective. And it's just a symptom of what we live in. People don't want to offend. People don't want to get deep and dirty. And this just shows
actually mirror, you know.
Yeah, this just shows us what theater looks like right now in a lot of places. So write something cool, people. Go out there. Hey, to any of these listeners, again, please talk to us. And if anyone's writing something interesting, tell us about it. Or if anyone has a play that's playing, tell us about it.
Yes, we're gonna come and hate on your play. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
We're open to anything.
Yeah.
We will watch a play in a tiny basement.
Leave us a comment, because like we want to know if you like real people or bots, because like we have like bare listens, but like who are these people? We don't know. So
and we want to be friends.
Yeah, let's be friends. We are actually very nice. Even though we hate, we're very nice. We hate from love, as we said.
Literally,
so
from a place of love. Criticism from a place of love for the art. And that we can do better and be better and be thought-provoking and not just to keep producing like half-assed work.
Yes.
Anyway,
it's been us. We're gonna try to do shorter episodes and ramble less. Yeah, but promise.
We're getting better at it, though.
We're getting better.
We like to talk. We like to
mostly because half of our material is gone.
Yeah, that's true.
We need to stop talking now.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
See you next time.
See you next episode. Bye.
Bye.